guys, welcome back to the channel. We just picked up this Yerf Dog go-kart frame. It's looking kind of clapped out, it has a bad engine, but we're gonna be restoring this. Stay tuned to see what kind of motor we throw in it, but let's go ahead and try to get this thing unloaded. So here it is on the ground. This engine is kind of cooked. It's probably all seized and locked up. We're probably gonna end up needing to get new tires all around. This one doesn't even hold air anymore whatsoever. Thankfully, these are plastic seats, so they're not rotted away too bad or anything, although these seatbelts definitely are. Yeah, overall, it's not too bad. Alright guys, so it is the next day. I have the go-kart sitting right there behind me, and last night I was basically trying to decide, so what engine are we going to put into this go-kart? I want to put a 420cc engine in it, and I went on Amazon and I found a super cheap knockoff Chinese one. Amazon actually gave me a coupon for it for some reason, so it was like 118 bucks, which is insane. And shipping was like, anyways, total came out to be just over $200. I think it was like $210 or something like that, which is crazy for a 420cc considering that they go for like 500 bucks for a brand one. So we are going to be building that motor. We're going to be doing a colder intake, exhaust, and probably rejetting just to get a bit more power. Probably getting rid of the governor to give us top speed. But yeah, I actually have this. This is a, I forgot what bike it is, but it is a 500cc, and I have the engine right here. So this is a wrecked bike. The frame is toast, but I still have the wiring harness, everything, and the engine, which has like a couple hundred miles on it. So I was thinking to put that in, but I decided maybe that's for a future project. So if you guys want to maybe see that happen, 500cc sport bike swaps go-kart, blow this video up and we'll probably make it happen. But that's too much work for now. I just want to do something simpler, just an easy build that'll be fun to ride. So obviously this motor is toast, basically, like as toast as it gets. So we're going to be pulling this motor apart. I got the rear wheels off yesterday and also the front wheels off. You can see we're probably going to be repainting those too. Some of you guys might know I do car and truck rebuilds, so I have a full cabinet of leftover paint from previous projects. So let me show you what paint I decided to use. So I don't have too much paint, but this is what I have a lot of. I have nearly a full gallon of this GM Stealth Gray, which is the color of my truck. So it's blue like this, kind of like a bluish gray color. So we're probably going to be painting it this color right here. Before we continue, I will go ahead and give you guys a price breakdown of how much we're invested into this build so far. I'll put it here somewhere on the screen. So the go-kart itself was 125 bucks as is. I ordered tires from eBay. I'll put it here. And then I got the engine from Amazon, and I also got a clutch converter from Amazon. And I think that's it for now. We have paint. If we need, I also bought jets. And I think that's it for now. Paint is basically free. I will probably end up having to buy some primer and stuff, self-etching. I should have all the sandpaper, everything like that. But yeah, so this is our total for now. And hopefully we don't have to spend too much more money. Let's get back into it. For now, let's get back to cracking on this thing and start ripping the whole thing apart. So I got this axle washed up, and I'm going to go ahead and wire wheel it along with the brake rotor. It looks kind of crusty, and the sprocket. So I got them all clean of any dirt, and we're gonna make them look fresh again with the wire wheel. So here's how the hubs are doing. I have the casings soaking in some degreaser, and the bearings themselves have been soaking in some VMP naphtha just to break down the grease. I got the caps cleaned up, so the caps are all fresh now. I cleaned up these little springs that sit inside the caps. So yeah, I'm going to get these cleaned up now. We're going to repack them with grease and reseal. So I'm going to be using this Mobile Delvac Extreme. This is the red grease. It's probably better options, but this stuff works for bearings. So it's what I have on hand. So I'm going to go ahead and use it. So we're going to go ahead and take our grease. And we're going to pack it in there. All right, so there we have our bearing packed with grease. So we are going to go ahead and take our housing. Freshly painted, so these look nice now. There you go. If you look all the way inside, you can see that the bearing is pushed all the way in. Now we can take our cap, pushed in. You want to be a bit more careful with the cap since it is rubber, so you don't want to damage it while you're tapping it in. I'll wipe off the excess grease. And there we have 1/2. So now we are going to pack another cover. So there you go. There's both of our hubs greased and resealed. Looks a whole lot better than they did before. Okay, so what I did is I got the nuts and bolts that I'll be doing and I cleaned them up. I put them in, what is it? Aluminum brightener, so it ate all the corrosion off of it. I did that to both the nuts and the bolts. So I stuck them through this piece of cardboard so I could paint the heads of the nuts, and then I'll push this back through to now get the threads painted, and I'll paint the nuts. I mean, these are the bolts, the head of the bolts. So I'm using the same paint as before, just the ceramic coat and stuff. All right, guys, so the brand new engine just came in today. Seems decent for a knockoff. It does look like it has a little bit of damage right here, but thankfully this still moves. So yeah, let's go ahead, throw some oil in it, some fuel, and see if we can get it to fire up. See if it runs. If it runs, then we can go ahead and start working on the engine. Excuse the mess, it's been a few days, but I forgot to record most of it because I honestly don't really know what I'm doing. I was just trying to put it together. But so far, basically what we've done is, here's at least what's left of it. So we did a governor delete so we opened up this cover right here and got rid of this whole assembly. We just kind of ripped it out. And as you can see now, the spring pretty much moves freely. So also we went ahead and installed the clutch assembly. Got that all on, hopefully correctly. The belt seems lined up, sprockets right there. And yeah, next steps is we are going to do we're going to jet the carb, and we're also going to upgrade our valve springs. All right, so the engine is almost done. I just changed out the jet for a bigger size. I put in a 0.43. And then for exhaust, I repurposed the exhaust off the old engine. And I cut it up, cut the flange, made this bigger, and I'll just weld this on in some sort of position so that we have a straight pipe. And the last step is I'm going to go ahead and try to make a cold air intake. All right, so here are my welds. I think it came out okay for my first time welding. This is literally my first time ever trying to weld. So hopefully it holds up. Not the prettiest, but it works. So I added this cross member here because for the engine to be able to actually, sit, I'm going to be adding a plate that's gonna go from the very front. So that support that used to be there that I cut, I'm going to completely remove it. And then from the back, about up to here. From here all the way to the front, we are going to have a plate that the engine is gonna sit on and bolt it down. And yeah, that way it should also give it some more structure and rigidity. Hopefully these welds don't break. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys an update because there's a lot that I did off of camera. Update, so I made the exhaust pipe. I welded this up from basically some scrap exhaust pieces from the old engine. We have the clutch on. I tested it, everything seems like it runs. Our chain is honestly probably a little way too loose, but it didn't seem like it was slipping. Under load it might. So that's something we might have to adjust later. But I welded up this base plate that the engine now sits on. I drilled the holes and bolted it down. And here we have the tires. I got them mounted up by hand. I didn't record that just because, I don't know, but. Welcome back, guys. Oh my goodness, it's been like half a year. You can see it is, yeah, since last time I was working on the go-kart project. It is, when it was like summer, it is now February almost of the next year. So yeah, we got backtracked a lot. The shop looks like 5 bombs went off in here. Yeah, I got the heater running, and yeah, I got busy with a lot of other projects. The thing that was holding me back the most is the let me just show you guys. I don't know if I show this yet or not, but this is the piece that the sprocket goes on, and I will weld this to the axle somewhere around here. That way we can get the chain on, since it's in a funny spot and everything. So the inside diameter was way too small, and I was meaning to take it to a machine shop, but I didn't feel like paying a machinist to do this. So instead, I threw it. Sorry, I got some wood here, but I threw it. All right, so I threw this into the vise last night, and I spent like 4.5 hours filing away the inside by hand. And I mean, it works. It slides over perfectly snug. So yeah, we'll have to find the exact spot now, weld it on, and hopefully we can finish this up soon. So yeah, let's do a little bit of cleanup, get the go-kart out here where I have room to work on it, and yeah, let's get back to it. So I have the welder ready, but I'll probably be welding tomorrow. So here's the bracket and the brake. I ran down to the hardware store, got some hardware, got some washers to space it out, and this is what I came up with. I cut the bolts were a little bit too long, so I cut them flush, and then yeah, it's pretty much gonna be sitting in here like that, and I'll weld it in right there. Something like that. All right, guys, I fully finished the brake system, and I feel like I didn't really explain very well kind of what my plans were and what I was doing with the brake system. Mostly because I wasn't sure and I had to replace a bunch of parts. So I finally have it done. So let me just give you a run through of how I got it to work. So originally I wanted to do a full motorcycle brake conversion from a EX500. That didn't really work. The parts weren't exactly compatible. So this is the OEM. I forgot what this part is called, but it's bad, seized up. I tried using the motorcycle one. This shaft here on the bottom wasn't long enough, so I had to order a new one from Amazon, and that one was good. I just cut it down. The shaft was too long, I just cut it down. And then when I tried bleeding it, it wouldn't bleed, so I figured out I had a bad line. It was probably rusty inside, so I had to get a new line for it. And but I am using the motorcycle brake caliper and pads, so I had to weld this custom bracket. And yeah, everything spins smoothly. And I got them bled yesterday, so they work good. Let me just spin it. So yeah, pretty sweet. Brakes are done. I'm pretty excited. All right, guys, I am so excited. Go-kart is finally on the ground. Excuse the mess, but yeah, we just have one more thing. We have one small issue. So I don't think I'll be able to use this fuel tank since I can't mount it on the engine. Otherwise, it'll hit this bar when the suspension travels. And the tank from the original engine, which is actually very nice. It just sits up in here and bolts down. But the nipple on the gas tank broke off. So now I can't put the fuel on. So yeah, I'm not sure what we're gonna do. I do need fuel, so I'm gonna go get some fuel from town and I'll try to find that nipple. And if we can get this fuel line on and get this engine started, we can finally take it for the first test drive. All right, I believe I figured out how to fix our issue. So I went to O'Reilly's and I picked up a pack of these vacuum line elbows. And there was a couple different sizes, but I ended up getting the piece that was in there out, and this happened to be just the right size to be able to stick in there. And these are kind of like a hard plastic, they're kind of bendable, but I'm hoping it works okay for fuel. But what I ended up doing is buying some of this stuff, 1 minute JB Weld, and I just threw some on the fittings, stuck it in there. And yeah, well, I'll give that a little bit of time to dry, and hopefully that works well. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this fuel system buttoned up, wait for it to dry, throw some fuel in it, and see if we can finally get it started. All right, so I'll definitely have to be ordering a new fuel tank here in the near future. Doesn't look pretty, but this gas cap sucks. I tried moving the go-kart and it immediately started dumping out. So I'm currently using a trash bag to kind of seal it, and it works. So let's at least try to go ahead and test drive it. Hopefully it runs. All right, so we didn't go very far. We lost the chain. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with it being, I don't know if you guys can see it on video. Our sprocket is just the slightest amount off. I don't know if it's either that or if I put on the master link pad, because the chain didn't break. This seems as if the master link popped off. So I have a second one, thankfully, because there's no way I'm finding the other one here anywhere. So let's put the chain on again and see how it does. I will say the turning radius on this thing is like 0 so far. Feels like it has a good amount of power. Throttle response is bad, but it turns horribly. But it seems so far pretty fun. So the chain keeps falling off. I think I already showed you guys before, because the sprockets are not aligned. And whenever I'm making a turn, for the most part, and give it fuel, it just falls off. So it's really annoying. So yeah. All right, guys, well, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched this far, I'd really appreciate a follow. Comment down below if there's any other videos you guys want to see, if there's any way I can improve my content, since I'm still fairly new to making content. And yeah, stay tuned for part 2, and thanks for watching. Have a good one.